very, very thankful to be here. When I saw the flyer that Pastor Falwell and Charles Billingsley were coming to speak here, I grabbed the flyer and I ran right up to Michael Sharman's office. I said, really, guess who I just listened to on my CD in my car over and over again, the same song. I'm going to take you on a little time journey. Yesterday, I met with one of my clients who is in his 80s. He's emaciated from cancer, has riddled his body. And out of his pocket, he pulled a tiny glass encased cross, almost like 1.5 inches in size. And the cross said faith. And he said, I want you to hold on to that for just a moment. And he grabbed my hand. We met at his house because he couldn't get to my office. And he grabbed my hand and he said, while you hold that, I want to pray with you. And he prayed a prayer that he had written for his daughter who had predeceased him. That happens in our community over and over again. My journey to get to yesterday morning happened almost a lifetime ago, it feels like. And I can't believe that I'm honored to be here with Pastor Falwell and Mr. Billingsley. About 8 years ago, I found myself at Liberty University, and during the first week of one year is a program called Barrister's Week, where they put the fear of God into you because your life is going to change. At the end of that week, Dean Staver, the dean of the law school, said, I want you to write down on a piece of paper the biggest dream that you have for your life. So we all took out a piece of notebook paper, wrote it down, and I think mine was President of the United States, something like that. And I was 43 when I wrote that down. And then he said, I want you to tear it up, and I want you to let God do something even bigger than what you wrote down. Flashback 30-some years before that. In the 1970s, I would sit around the countertop in my grandmother's kitchen in upstate New York, and I would listen to Dr. Jerry Falwell's sermons on the radio. I had no idea God's plan for my life, other than when I was in 6th grade, he said, you're going to go to law school for me. I just didn't know it was when I was old with wrinkles and I had teenage children. And that reminds me of what we have here as we celebrate Thanksgiving, and so much that we have to be thankful for as a community. And we look out and we see other people who need our help. It reminds me of a quote from Steve Furtick, and I place this before me every morning. He said, if the size of your vision is not intimidating to you, it's probably insulting to God. Our God is so much bigger than anything that we can place in front of us. Have no fear, it's already been conquered. So, while I was in law school, I lived away from my husband and my children for over 3 years. It was the hardest thing I'd ever done. Part of the foundation that kept me together as I was relearning how to think were the sermons that I heard every Sunday at Thomas Road Baptist Church from Dr. Falwell's son, Pastor Jonathan Falwell, and the accompanying music by Charles Billingsley. So as I was taking that food for thought and I was taking the breaks from studying, the music helped. Now, here in Culpeper, as I exercise against the current at Powell Wellness Center, I place YouTube on my headset and I pull out the old archives, not only of Reverend Graham, but also of Dr. Jerry Falwell, Pastor Jonathan Falwell, and the music to Charles Billingsley. I have an old 1998 Land Cruiser, doesn't have a working radio. The only CD in that CD player, and I played the song over and over again as one of Charles Billingsley's songs. So if you see me, the rocking out attorney going down the street praising God, it's really happening. There's one song that Charles Billingsley sings that for the last 2.5 years has meant a lot to me. And so as you reflect on what Thanksgiving means to you, perhaps you'll find the CD, the lyrics to this song important to you. It goes, settle me now. Please don't let me miss this moment. So for whatever victory God's placing in your life, have no fear, settle your heart, don't miss the moment. So now it gives me great pleasure to introduce people who are to me truly giants. Pastor Falwell, would you come forward? And Charles Billingsley, thank you for being here in Culpeper.